When the beat drops, you know exactly what time it is. Hello and welcome everyone into another episode of The Blitz, where the preview this primetime matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys. I am Evan Closky, joined as always on the headset with my dude, David Schiele.
And we got a lot to talk about in this headset because, oh my goodness, we got a lot of players making their return home to their home state of Texas. We discussed the biggest advantage the Bucs have on the Cowboys, Todd Bowles' unorthodox tactics to keep his team humble. Plus, we're breaking down some film to showcase why Liam Cohen is one of the best offensive coordinators in the game right now.
So let's get started with the 10 and 10. These are the top 10 storylines you need to know before kickoff. The Buccaneers are rolling right now, and the Dallas Cowboys are playing much better as well. If it wasn't for a boneheaded special teams play a couple of weeks ago, they'd also be on a 4-game winning streak. Here's the big note about the Cowboys. They have stunk at home this season. They are 1-6 in Jerry World with the sole victory against the Giants. Meanwhile, the Bucs are 5-2 on the road with both of those losses coming in overtime. This is the 20th meeting between the two clubs. Dallas holds an all-time 13-6 advantage against the Bucs. The last time these two teams met, the Cowboys blew the doors off Tampa Bay in the playoffs 2 years ago. But having said that, the last time the Bucs traveled to Arlington, the Bucs did win. They've only beaten the Cowboys on the road twice in franchise history, David.
At number 9, let's talk about this 4-game winning streak, considering the Bucs are coming off a blowout win against the Chargers in L.A. During this stretch after the bye, Tampa Bay has won by a total margin of 64 points, but there is one problem going on right now. It's the second quarter. In the last 3 games, the Bucs have lost that frame by a combined 21 points. Todd Bowles has plenty of ammo to make sure his players aren't getting too cocky after a string of victories.
We have enough sarcastic coaches and sarcastic players to insult people to keep everybody grounded so that we're all ready to work. So that's not a problem at all. We get shots in all the time.
Let's break down the playoff odds for the Bucs heading into this matchup. Right now, they're sitting at 87%. If Tampa Bay wins and the Falcons beat the Giants, those odds increase to 95%. If the Bucs win and the Falcons lose, we're talking 99%. That's nearly a guarantee. If both teams lose, the Bucs are just fine at just 91%. The only way this gets dicey is if the Bucs lose and the Falcons win. Those playoff percentages drop to 67%. Luckily, Atlanta plays first, so we'll be able to eliminate 2 of those scenarios right before Sunday Night Football.
Michael Penix Jr. season. At number 7, David, the Buccaneers have a huge advantage in the rushing game against most teams, but specifically against Dallas. Bucky Irving and Rachaad White should eat in this contest as the Cowboys rank 29th in rushing defense and allow 4.8 yards per carry. Tampa Bay ranks 2nd in the league at 5.2 yards per rush. Liam Cohen might not have to overthink the game plan. On the flip side, at number 6, I can't believe I'm saying this considering how the year started, but the Bucs defensive unit is currently the best in the league this past month. Since week 11, they rank 1st in points given up and rank 3rd, allowing 276 yards per game. Remember, this is a group still without 3 starters in Antoine Winfield Jr., Jordan Whitehead, and KJ Britt. So let's bring in our guy James Yarko for our Locked On Bucs burning question of the week. And James, the Bucs defense looks like a completely different unit since the bye week. How the heck is Todd Bowles pulling this thing off?
I think given all of the injuries that you have seen the Bucs sustain on the defensive side of the ball, all of these players that have been elevated off the practice squad, have been called up to starting roles from the bench, have been signed off the street, what you're seeing now is the evolution of their understanding of Bowles' defense. We know how complex of a defense Todd Bowles runs. We've seen it play out with Zion McCollum. He struggled his first year, got a little bit better his second year. Now all of a sudden he's one of the best corners in football, and it's because he's more comfortable in the defense. Now these guys, instead of stopping and thinking of what their responsibilities are, they're reading and reacting, and they're playing much faster. When you have more snaps, when you have more opportunities, the comfort level gets there, and you're starting to see a lot of these guys on the defensive side of the ball, guys like Kayvon Merriweather, guys like J.J. Russell. These kinds of players are simply just playing and not doing so much of the, oh man, what do I need to do in this situation? And it has really made Todd Bowles' defense look night and day compared to what they look like before the bye.
Thank you so much, James. At number 5, it's a homecoming for Baker Mayfield. He grew up in Austin, Texas, and after his performance in L.A., he is the reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Now, this is second time earning that. as Tampa Bay quarterback. He is one of 9 players on the active roster from Texas. Another goes by the name of Mike Evans. He earned his own accolades after last week's win, getting FedEx Air and Ground Player honors, as well as the Community MVP via the NFL Players Association. The last time Mike was in Jerry World, he snagged one of the best touchdown catches in his career, and his QB would love to get him the ball some more with another 1,000-yard season in reach.
I'm thinking about it more than Mike is. He helped himself out, though, put a little chunk into it, but all in all, winning's the most important part, but he's a huge part of this offense. And so if it happens, it happens. If not, we'll see.
So here is a look at where Mike Evans is after racking up nearly 160 yards last week. With 3 games left, Mike needs 251 yards to get it done. He just needs 84 yards per game, and the streak will stay alive, Evan.
At number 4, can you believe just a couple of years after Tom Brady leaves town, the Buccaneers have turned into one of the most explosive offenses in the league? They are a top 5 unit in points scored, rushing yards, and passing yards. A completely balanced attack that has scored 30 or more points 7 times this season. That's more than the last 2 years combined. There's a reason Liam Cohen is gaining national attention for a potential head coaching gig next season, and it's genius every week from him. So let me show you a way that he can scheme up some things for Baker Mayfield to do what Baker Mayfield does best, and that's throw darts across the middle of the field. These are going to be a pair of dig routes from Jalen McMillan. He's going to go vertical and then cut to the middle of the field. This is a zone look, and it's also 21 personnel. We got Bucky Irving and Rachaad White on the field. Now, Baker looks left. He's got Evans and Rachaad. Look right, you got Bucky and Otten. But look at the middle of the field here. It is wide open. That is a beautiful box for Baker to just rip a dart right into that window. So that is a zone look. But how about a man-to-man look? And this is just beautiful stuff from Liam Cohen, flooding the right side. Look, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a gaping hole right there. I mean, these are chunk plays for the Buccaneers. This is tremendous stuff, and again, Jalen McMillan is able to convert just A+ stuff. And the best part about what Liam Cohen can do is that he's able to do many things from this set. He can make sure that he throws the deep dig to Jalen McMillan. He can also flash it over to Rachaad White. He can do many things here, wrinkle on wrinkle, and that is why you will see this guy get a lot of opportunities in the offseason, and the Buccaneers have to find a way to keep him, David.
Yeah, they certainly do. I mean, can you dig it, right? And I think Booker T would add a sucker to that. All right, so let's go to our sideline segment. For once, we watched a game where a player did not leave midway through due to an injury, so progress there. Besides Cade Otton, who popped up with a knee issue this week, the guys on your screen are all improving. KJ Britt and Mike Edwards have missed the last couple of games, but Bucky Irving, Sterling Shepard, and Christian Izien are all playing through pain. Starting next week, we will be asking about Antoine Winfield Jr., but he is out for this contest. The Cowboys are beaten up as well. You have to remember, quarterback Dak Prescott, he's out for the season, so Cooper Rush is at quarterback. Zach Martin is hurt. Trayvon Diggs is hurt. DeMarvion Overshown is hurt. They've got some problems, but at number 3, there is a problem that remains on the field, and that is Micah Parsons. This man missed 4 games this year, still ranked 6th in the league in quarterback pressures according to NFL Pro. Also, despite missing those 4 games, he is still likely to hit double-digit sacks for the 4th consecutive season. He just needs 1.5 more. Bowles was honest in his assessment of Parsons.
He's a pain in the ass. That's what he is. And I mean that in the most sincere compliment. He gives you a lot of problems, and that's what he reminds me of.
He was in a good mood this week. At number 2, well, Parsons is the big problem on defense. Todd Bowles will be game planning for this big problem on offense with CeeDee Lamb. The Cowboys haven't been as good this season, so he hasn't been talked about as much, but he's already got 94 catches, close to 1,100 yards, certified stud. Also running back Rico Dowdle is no slouch. He has gone north of 100 rushing yards 3 straight weeks. Finally, at number 1, can we get one primetime win here? The Buccaneers are 0-3 in primetime this season, and all 3 have been gut-wrenching experiences. Choked in Atlanta, then they lost Mike and Chris on Monday Night Football against the Ravens, and then lost in overtime in Kansas City. Ignoring the postseason, the Bucs have lost 5 primetime games in a row. All right, time for the all-out blitz. One of these days, David and I will stop going 2 of 3. For my parlay, just give me 2 scoops of Mike Evans with Micah Parsons. helping me get that Baker Mayfield rushing prop. He's going to scramble.
Yeah, just a little bit. As for me, Bucky finds pay dirt. Jalen McMillan continues to get utilized in opening game scripts. Let's keep that one going. Also, Levante David, he's been on a roll. I have him getting a sack for the 3rd straight week. As for what we've got cooking on 10 Tampa Bay, we've got a pair of interconference battles with the Rams playing the Jets at 1 and the Niners traveling to the Sunshine State to square off against the Dolphins at 4:25. Checking out our Blitz picks records. Evan, why in the world did you not back the Bucks last week?
I regret it.
You had a chance to get up 1 on me, but instead you are still down by 2 games.
Deep
and so,
regret.
of course, you know, with me being in the lead, I will go first. It's usually around this time of year that Baker goes dummy on somebody. I have a feeling Sunday night is when that will happen. I think he's going to dot up the Cowboys defense. Tampa Bay will score 31 points in a win this week.
As for me, I just don't see how the Cowboys are going to stop this rushing attack. I also love Todd Bowles against mediocre to bad quarterbacks, and Cooper Rush, he fits that description. I'm going the Buccaneers, finally getting that primetime dub.
Yes, sir.
30-20. That will do it for us here on The Blitz. Thank you for joining us once again. Remember, kickoff is at 8:20, so, you know, enjoy some time with your family, stuff like that. Hunker down for the day. I'm Evan Closky. That is David Schiele. This is The Blitz. We will see you same time or same place next weekend when the Bucs host the Carolina Panthers.